Hi people, today we are going to say about Open System Interconnection Model, that is OSI model. This OSI model is established by ISO in the year 1984. This Open System Interconnection Model has many layers. Example, application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and physical layer. Each layer has its own function protocols. The basic question that rises in everyone's mind is why this model is used. This model tells us how a connection is established between different networks and how the communication takes place between them. That is, from this computer through the internet, how the data is communicated to the other computer. So let's start with the application layer. This layer is used by the network application device applications which uses internet. Example, Chrome, Firefox, Outlook, Skype, etc. Many protocols are used in this layer for various services like web surfing, file transfer, email, virtual terminal, and many more. File transfer uses FTP, file transfer protocol. Web surfing uses HTTP or HTTPS. Email uses SMTP and virtual terminal uses Telnet. And the next layer is presentation layer. The presentation layer receives the data from the application layer. The data may be in the form of characters or numbers. It does three major services in the presentation layer. They are translation, data compression, encryption, and decryption. The presentation layer converts or translates the data into the machine understandable form. It also reduces the number of bits used in the transmission, which is called as the data compression. The data compression is of two types, lossy or lossless. This is helpful in reduction of the size of the file and increase the transmission speed. These two can be considered as the advantage in the presentation layer by the data compression. The next is encryption and decryption, which is done in sender and receiver respectively. This is done to maintain the integrity and security of the data transmission. The next layer, that is third layer, is session layer. It is used to set up and manage connections of sending and receiving the data, and also termination of connections. It has its own helpers to do its function successfully. The helpers may be called as APIs. APIs is also called as application programming interfaces. One of the examples is NetBIOS. In the server, it performs three major functions. Like when the computer is connected to the server, it performs three major functions. The first thing is authentication. Authentication is the process of verifying who you are, for which it uses a username and password. If the user provides the correct username and the password, then the server authenticates the user. The next is authorization. In authorization, in this process, which is used by the server to determine whether the user has permission to access the server or not. And next to the session management, it keeps a track on tasks requested and performed by the user on the server, like downloading the text file, image file, etc. The next is transport layer. This transport layer is very important layer because this controls the reliability of communication through its services. The services may be called segmentation, flow control, error control. In segmentation, the data received from the session layer is broken down into segments called as data units. These data units contain port number and sequence number. And what is this port number? Port number is nothing but it contains the IP address of the source and the receiver. And the sequence number is nothing but the number which sequences the data unit in correct order or correct format. The next is flow control. It controls the amount of data being transmitted. For example, if you are using a mobile phone which controls 10 Mbps of speed, and when it is connected to a network of a PC which can transmit at a higher speed, say 50 Mbps, then through the transport layer using the flow control you can request the computer or the PC to reduce the speed to 10 Mbps. And at the same case, if the computer sends the data at much lesser speed than the mobile phone which you are using, which has 10 Mbps, then you can request the PC again through the same flow control in the transport layer for increasing the speed and sending the data. The next is error control. In this error control, automatic repeat request, that is ARR, is used to retransmit the corrupted data or error signal. A checksum is attached to the each segment by the transport layer to find the received corrupted data. And the protocols used in transport layer is Transmission Control Protocol, that is TCP, which is connection oriented transmission, and the User Datagram Protocol, that is UDP, which is a connectionless transmission. UDP is fast compared to TCP because UDP doesn't provide any feedback, so any missed data cannot be received back. For example, TFTP, DNS are examples of UDP, but in TCP, which provides feedback by which the lost data can be retrieved. The example is FTP and World Wide Web. And the next fifth layer is network layer. In the network layer, the transport layer passes segment to the network layer. Network layer works for the transmission of the data segments between devices located in different networks. Here, in network layer, the data units is called as packets. The services of the layer are logical addressing. Logical addressing is nothing but which gives unique IP addresses to all the generic devices connected to the network. Next is the routing. Routing is the method of moving data packet from source to the destination using logical addressing techniques. Next is the path determination. In the path determination, communication from one computer to the another computer or the server can be done in plenty of ways. But choosing of best possible path from source to destination is called as path determination. This path determination is done using many protocols like OSPF, which is called as Open Shortest Path First, BGP, Border Gateway Protocol, ISIS, which is called as Intermediate System to Intermediate System. The next is the sixth layer of OSI model is data link layer. Receives data packets from the network layer, and the data packets contain IP addresses of the receiver and the sender. So, the segment is attached with IP addresses of the sender and the receiver like this. In this layer it performs physical addressing, in which frames are created by including MAC addresses of source and destination to the data packets. So, to this IP address which is already attached to the segment, the MAC addresses of the device is also get attached along with the tail and totally, which is called as a frame. The MAC address. What is MAC address? MAC address is a 12-digit alphanumeric number which is embedded in the NIC of our device. What is NIC? NIC is nothing but Network Interface Controller, which is provided by the device manufacturer. The NIC are connected through media. The media may be copper wire, optical fiber, AAR, etc. The major function of is to access media. For accessing media, a technique called framing is used, which controls how data is placed and received from the media using media access control and error correction. In data link layer, so as we see here, the computer has to send a message hi to the laptop which is connected to the other network. So here what happens is the Computer is connected to the router R1 and the router R1 is connected to the router R2 through a satellite link, and R2 is connected to the laptop using a Ethernet cable. So here first what happens is the computer creates a header and tail and sends it to the router, and here the router decapsulates it and encapsulates it again with another header and tail for easy communication from from the R1 to R2. After it reaches the R2 again encapsulates it and decapsulates it with the new header and tail and sends it to the laptop NIC. So the error detection, there may be a number of devices connected to a common media. If all devices try to send data at the same time, there may be a collision which might result in creation of useless messages that cannot be understood by the recipient and even the sender too. So it is monitored using carrier sense multiple access, which is a short form called as CSMA for the collision detection. The tail of each frame has some bits to detect errors. And the next, last but not the least, the physical layer, which is the 7th layer. So as we can see here, in transport layer, the data is in the form of segments, and the network layer converts the data into packets. And in data link layer, the packets are converted into frames, and these frames are nothing but bits. In physical layer, these bits are converted into signals to transmit to local media. Signal created by this layer depends on the type of media used. If it is copper cable, then it may be an electric signal. If it is a fiber optic cable, then it might be a light signal, and etc. Then this physical layer makes the signal move through the data link layer, network layer, transport layer, and again to the topmost layer called the application layer. And in this application layer, the application layer protocols are used to make the sender messages visible in the receiver screen. If you think you have learned something today, then like the video and subscribe to my channel Techie Wizard, and any doubts or suggestions, please drop down in the comment section below. Thank you.